So friends, for dinner today we are having ugali, and I will be using my homemade flour. If you've not seen that video, please check it out how I make my homemade flour. And we are going to have black-eyed peas leaves, kunde, right, and tuna. Things first, you need to remove this thing. So I usually discharge them early enough as a way of meal prepping before I do the actual cooking. This will save you time. So in case you don't have something like this, don't worry. Just use your normal tin, your bowl. We make it happen when we have no the ideal equipment for doing what needs to be done. So put your kunde here, put water, but don't drain the water from the tin or the sufuria. What you need to do is pick the kunde from the top, then repeat. You will realize the water that remains will have a lot of soil and your food will be good. Okay, now let us cook our kunde. That's our sufuria of kunde. And what we are going to do, we are not going to put any water. We are just going to put like a teaspoon of salt. Okay, just put it round, sprinkle it, and put your lid. So mostly when I am making this kind of greens, I make sure I make them in good time. Like I would prep them in the morning before I start my errands, and what I do is I let them drain over time. Then when I come back, I slice them. Okay, so we are going to work the lid on and then cook until everything is dry, right? And don't forget to turn them. After a while, you just turn them and cook on low. Keep on turning your kunde. What we want is this liquid to dry up. So it will take not so long, because and this will depend on whether you wash them immediately and dump them in the sufuria, or you let the water drain on itself for a while. So I suggest you wash earlier and prepare them earlier so that they can drain some of that water. So keep turning. So our vegetables are ready to be fried. Oh yeah, see, there is no water. They are all dry, and this makes a lot of difference, yeah, compared to if you just dumped them straight to frying them. So next step. So this is our kunde now. So we are going to have our onion, our diced onion, and then we put our coconut oil. So our onion is getting ready. So what you need to do is you add in your kunde. You start. You see there is no water. So the next thing we're going to add the kunde to mix well. Remember, when boiling, we not boiling really, when we first let them to cook, we put some salt. So you need to taste and know whether the salt is enough for the meal. If not, we are going to use soy sauce. And if you like soy sauce, you are going to be cooking with very low salt at first, so that you can have a chance before the main cook you have to add to your soy sauce. So next is black pepper. So that you start, last step, we are going to use our bio cooking cream and put like 2 to 3 spoons and stuff. This is a game changer. You can also make your own cream especially if you use milk fresh from the farm. When you boil it, collect the cream and refrigerate it. Keep on adding the cream and you will have enough of cream to be using when you're cooking. If you put tomato in your kunde, you can add in your tomato paste, tomato anything, but for me this is already done, so I'll just simmer as I make the ugali. We're going to use our Royal Umbrella tuna. I even read it, yeah, there, Royal Umbrella light meat, Royal Umbrella shredded tuna in vegetable oil. We're going to use our coriander, our dhania. Which name do you want us to use today? We are going to use our tomato. Hizi ni nyanya too, just blended tomatoes because of obvious reasons. We are going to use 2 eggs. This is a game changer. Okay, so spices. The major spice here is your salt. So another thing I add is just additional. You can as well play with what you have in the house. Okay, no pressure here. It will be as perfect as nothing is perfect. So let's start cooking. So we put just a little. Remember, we are using our shredded tuna in vegetable oil, so you don't want everything to be very oily. So I suggest you put just enough to cook your onion, just enough. Add a tip when you're using little oil when you're frying your onion is to keep on low. So don't put a lot of water, right? So at this point we add in our ginger and garlic mince. Just wait for the onion to brown completely before you add in your ginger. So cook for like 30 seconds and continue from there. So now at this point you add in your tuna and tomato. So we put our salt and then our turmeric, just enough, oregano, and white pepper. White pepper. And the eggs. See, another tip, just use what is to be disposed to avoid washing more utensils. Oops. You taste the salt to make sure that it is not a lot. It's not going to be a lot, so add in your soy sauce and your dhania. and now you so this is already done. We're going to put a lid on the pot and simmer while we cook the rest of the food. So for the ugali, what you're going to do, what I do, you know, there's how you do it. You're going to put in your hot water, kama kawaida. I don't measure, I'm sorry. So for this meal I will be using my homemade flour. So I want to show how I do it. Most people prepare this kind of into quotes brown ugali with vegetables and other things, but mostly people suggest that you should have the traditional jiko or something to cook it. I think it's just a myth. You can cook it with your stove, with your gas cooker, with the induction cooker, and just cook it fine. So this is my water, it's already boiled, already boiling. So I will scoop and put the flour in. And what I do after that, I don't just stir like immediately. So another tip here, make sure that it is on low, that you're cooking on low. And yes, I will put a lid on that for as long as you don't stir for the flour to go to the bottom of the pan, the pot, the cooking pot. You should be fine. So just put a lid for like 3 or 5 minutes. So I just remembered something. So if you don't have lids like the one with this stuff that makes sure the exchange of everything is happening, please put it like not so completely covered. That way you will not have the flour and the water spilling over all the sides of your pan of your pot. Pot. So after 5 minutes, actually this was 5 minutes exact. So if you do like this, you can tell your ugali has not caused any trouble down here. If you want to know the real magic that was happening here, this flour is very hot. It's like it's been baked. So at this point, what you do, you just mix. Just start mixing your ugali the kawaida way. And I suggest you be like knowing how many cups of water you use and the amount of the flour you add. That way you will not have a situation where you need to reintroduce extra flour in your mix, which is okay. It happens at times because I don't measure these things, I just do them. So at this point you mix until you can't see white specks, the unga in between your ugali. And now while you're still cooking on low, what you want to do is put your lid, and you will be removing your lid, turning it slowly, no hurry, put it tightly. So at this time you can do your dishes like me. If you are the one to do the dishes, you can also set your table because the meal is almost done. So keep turning, keep cooking slowly, no hurry. Yeah. As we cook, most of us gain a lot of weight because of binge eating, or is it binge? Okay, let me stop playing around now. Binge eating. So when you mostly, that is a common practice for us women. So you're cooking at the same time you're reaching for biscuits, you're reaching for cakes, you're reaching for pieces of bread. And the funny thing is, before even your food is done, you already like consumed what would be your enough meal, like your calorie count for the meal. Okay, so you finish eating and in your mind you didn't eat, of course, so you will go eat, and that can cause a lot of unnecessary calories in your body and you add weight. So this is a good idea. So if to avoid all that, you can have your tea. This is just a random tea bag. You can have your peppermint tea, your green tea, your hibiscus tea. You can all those kind of things, but of course you don't want now to bulk up on some chai with 3 spoons of sugar and all that. So have this. If you do wine, you can have a glass of wine. Please avoid binge eating. Okay, just cook, go to the kitchen and just cook. Don't do unnecessary business there that will cause trouble later.